that are pressing to me. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, literally 8:59 a.m. And I want to come on and have a discussion. This is not a feel-good message, so if you are joining in, I want you to know that, we might get there in this live, but starting out, I have some serious concerns. And so instead of letting it just dwell in my spirit and be festering, I've decided, okay, I'm going to get dressed, I'm going to come on here, and I'm going to have a conversation with my audience and those that are getting to know me. So I'm going to start here on YouTube like we always do, and then I'll go ahead and go over to TikTok, and then I'll go to Instagram and Facebook. More Instagram, and then we'll download it and send it over to Facebook. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is serious, and so I'm just asking Yahshua to open my mouth, to speak correctly, to give you guys the right information, and to let you know where I'm coming from. It's out of a place of love and consideration for you, but this has to get corrected, okay? So let's get started. Please, please, please go ahead and like and share this with others so that I can get the word across on what it is that we're doing. So many of you all will know my background. If you don't know me, I'm Coach 𝗙𝗂𝐿𝐴 McGee. I help new and aspiring entrepreneurs in healthcare and transportation start and grow their business to a six-figure revenue stream. Now, I'm talking to you all in transportation. Those of you all in healthcare, you all have gotten hit first with the Medicaid changes and the Medicare regulations. So you have a better understanding of where I'm coming from. So when we're meeting, I don't have to go through this with you all that much. But for you transportation providers, we need to have a serious conversation, starting with the history of this business and this industry. Now, many of you all are watching influencers or creators or people who are calling themselves coaches. And I'm going to be truthful with you. I have been so focused in on what I'm doing, okay? I'm doing that I haven't really gone out and listened to what my quote unquote competitors are doing. So when I get you all coming to me because you see that I'm upfront about things, that I listen and I'm compassionate and I'm on fire for non-emergency medical transportation, it bothers me when I hear in your voices that you all have a complete misunderstanding. Now, a couple of years ago, I did a video on what the cost to start your non-emergency medical transportation is. And at that time, I said it's around $30,000. And at that time, in 2018, 2019, it was feasible in 2019, 2020 maybe, if you go back and look at that video. It was feasible to start your NEMT business with around $30,000. It's not suggested, but that's about the minimum that you needed to start this business. Fast forward to 2025. That's what, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6 years? 6 years? Give me, if I'm wrong, let me know. But fast forward to 2025, the rules have changed. You have so many individuals who have come into this industry that don't know what they're doing with the van and insurance and thinking that they've got it all down packed and they're getting with these brokers and Medicaid, that the market is flooded. And I've been telling you all this since 2020 that we're going to see the same cycle in transportation. But here's the deal, it's speeding up. And why is it speeding up? Because of Project 2025. Now, if you all are not familiar with 2025, Project 2025, and our president's big, beautiful bill, you all need to get familiarized with that, because many of you are coming into the industry with the same idea that you're going to be able to get in with Medicaid and with brokers, when Medicaid and brokers are probably not going to be giving a transportation option. I just heard today from my husband, and I have not researched this, that Social Security, some individuals are getting their Social Security check that is going to be cut because of overpayments. So transportation is not the way that it used to be. And if you are coming in and thinking that you are about to get a van and some insurance and get signed on with a broker, you're going to have a rude awakening. And so I had to come on here because I have had recently it's not just one. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm calling you out, because you all know who you are who've contacted me the last few weeks. Okay. So I'm not calling anybody out. But what I am telling you is that if you don't take this thing seriously, you are going to find yourself in trouble. We have companies like the Transportation Alliance and other individuals, like I know Mark Crawford with Swan Insurance. They are busy with legislation. They are busy with legislation right now in front of different individuals in the Senate and Congress, trying to make sure that Medicaid stays within non-emergency medical transportation. However, you all have to understand that the first place that they're going to start to cut is transportation. That's going to be the first place that they begin to cut. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, everybody who's here. Keep on liking. Please share this, because I need this word to get out. Now, when we talk about what's going on with Project 2025, I don't want y'all to get scared and fearful, because yes, there's going to be changes, but within that change, there is opportunity. There is massive opportunity, but it's only opportunity if you are setting up correctly. So think about it. If they're going to slash Medicaid, if they're going to cut Medicare, and they're going to cut Social Security, I know that if my mom needs something, I'm going to still make sure she gets there. I'm already talking with my husband on how I'm going to get her get her down here to South Carolina, so that we can make sure that she has everything she needs. But what are you going to do? If you are a business that is set up only to take Medicaid and Medicaid contracts, because you have to understand that if Medicaid cuts happen, it's going to cut into home health. It's going to cut into group homes. It's going to cut into nursing home facilities. It's going to cut into all of these areas. It's not just going to be transportation. So again, there is opportunity, but you have to be set up correctly. If you are set up for Medicaid and Medicaid contracts only, you're gonna have a problem. So here's my problem. Over the last week, I've had individuals calling me or chatting with me or sending me texts talking about, I've got my EIN, I got my NPI, I got my DUNS number, I've got my DOT if they need it. They want to know when they're going to get an inspection. They want to know if they can get vehicles and insurance and how long the process is going to take. Let me tell you something. I don't hear anything about a business plan. I don't hear anything about business development. I don't hear anything about client acquisition. I don't hear anything about marketing. I don't hear anything about actually running a business. The only thing I'm hearing is you telling me that all these things that you have that are not related to starting a business. Yes, that is your service. That is your service, but that is not the business. The business is what you do behind the scenes and making sure that you are executing strategies and that you have things in process. So I'm going to come back because I'm so frustrated. And I know that in this community, I do a lot of teaching. I do a lot of educating. I do everything I possibly can to keep you all abreast of what is going on within the industry. So how much does it cost now to start a non-emergency medical transportation business? $100,000. This is 2025. It is not 2018. It is not 2019. The vehicle alone is going to cost you no less than $65,000. No less. Okay? So when you consider that it's $65,000 and nobody wants to ride in your 2014, your 2015 Dodge Caravan that's beat up, smoked up, when somebody else has a fleet of vehicles that are nicer, smell better, that they drive better, your driver's professional, they don't want to drive with you. They don't want to ride with you if you have just pieced something together. That is not how business works. You cannot expect people to be in your, to become your customer if you just put it together, if you just threw it together. There's no thought process behind what you're doing. So I'm so frustrated because it's going to cost you at least $65,000 to purchase a vehicle. And then in addition to that, it's going to cost you at least $1,500 a month for insurance. I can't get around that. Then we're not talking about all the actual setup. So yes, having your MPI, having your EIN, having your website, that's just due diligence. That is not I'm proud of you. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that you're doing those things, but that's just due diligence. It's the things after the EIN. Do you understand how to read your EIN? Do you know when your taxes need to be filed? Do you know how to market to your client? Do you know who your client is? Because you got to get out of the phase of thinking of Medicaid only. Medicaid only is going to destroy your business because we got Project 2025 and we have the big beautiful bill that is cutting Medicaid. And again, it's opportunity if you know what you're doing and if you're setting up correctly. Now, I invite you all to come over to my community. I invite you to come over to these live sessions. I invite you to come work with me one-to-one so that we can actually prepare you for self-pay, because self-pay is the only way that you're going to get your business to go. But if you're setting up for transportation and transportation only, you're not going to differentiate yourself. You're going to be the same as everybody else. Why would they choose you? Why would anybody choose you? What makes you different? And that is what my program is about. It's helping you to stand out, to find a niche within the niche. I'm tired of hearing, oh, I'm going to serve wheelchair clients. Well, okay, well, what kind of wheelchair clients? Who is your client? And these are things that you all are not thinking about. You're just going in and getting the van because someone else said it was easy. They had a course or they had a coaching session or something that said that this is easy. You cannot get into $1 million business. $1 million business. Come on. I need y'all to really start critically thinking here. That this is a $100,000 startup. It is no longer a $30,000 startup. And you must take your time. You must be patient in getting into this business. You cannot just rush the process. And it's gonna take 6 months, 9 months, and maybe even a year to get you set up properly. So I'm still trying to figure out why you're not getting a coach. Why are you texting me or messaging me? And I've got all these things. What's my next step? Because if you know me, my next step is, well, I don't hear you talking about any type of business plan. I don't hear you talking about any type of strategies for client acquisition. I don't hear you talking about business development. But yet you want to text me or message me and ask me what's your next step for after you have the fundamentals. But you haven't even taken the first step. The first step is getting your business plan. I'm trying to get it to make sense because it's very frustrating to me as someone who lost their business because I had no plan, and as someone who sees that the businesses that I've worked with, when I started, we didn't do business plans. As I've grown, I've learned, and we started doing business plans, and those that have a business plan are still in business. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So listen, I know that my program is expensive. I do. But it's not expensive because I'm just talking, but I'm a program. I'm not going to just get you set up with an EIN, a DUNS number, an MPI number. We do all that, but that's not the business. The business is creating strategies in order to acquire customers, because without customers, you have no business. So, again, I'm inviting you all to come to my group. If you are in a position where you're not ready to fork over $100,000 to start this business, I get it. You got to start somewhere. But it's okay. Come and learn, come and grow. Come to my community where we're teaching and I'm educating and I'm showing you how, with the things that you need to do to start thinking as a business owner, to change that mindset. Okay? And then when you're ready, I know that some of you all don't have it to just give all of it at once. That's okay. But I offer financing. I hope this is a mirror, but I offer 100% financing. You put down a small down payment, and then we break it up over 12 months. It's going to take you 12 months to get the business going the way that it should be anyway. I have clients that we finish the business part of it in 90 days, 120 days, but they're still waiting on their approvals from the state just so they can operate. So this is not an easy business. It is not. Don't let the influencers and everyone else who's talking and yapping and saying, oh, I did it this way and I got up and running in 60 days. Don't let them fool you. This is $1 million business. And in order to make it $1 million business, you have to have a strategy going in. And they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that, but I will. I will. So I'm asking you all, team, to get it together, to see the opportunity that is in front of you, to see that Project 2025 and that the big, beautiful bill is going to decimate Medicaid. It's going to decimate it. However, for those of us who are thinking outside of the box, and as Stephanie Harmon says, have thrown the box away and start thinking as business owners, you all are in position to do something great. You are in a position to serve your community, to really serve those in your community, because mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, and cousin are still going to need to make it to dialysis, chemo, physical therapy, occupational therapy, to the grocery store. They're still going to need to do all those things. And if you have positioned yourself within a niche, you're going to find yourself powerful, and the Almighty is going to bless your business. But if you don't plan how to build your house before you get started, you're going to have a problem. You're not going to survive what's coming up, because look at the news. All this stuff has just passed. And if you are only coming under it for Medicaid only, y'all trigger me. You trigger me when you come to me and you talking about you only want to do Medicaid and you only want to work with brokers. You trigger me, because this isn't 2019. This isn't 2018 where they were giving away money like left and right. This is 2025, and the rich are getting richer and the poor is getting poorer, and the middle class is shrinking. So if you are coming in this just to do Medicaid, you're going to have a problem. So I appreciate all of you who are here. I don't want to make this video too long, because even though this is not a feel-good video, this is a real life, a real talk video. I don't want to be Mama Lena, but I will be, I want you all to understand the importance of what you're doing. And again, you triggered me. You triggered me, because I see it, I feel it, I know what is happening. And I know that you all are setting up incorrectly. You're not thinking like business owners. You're just thinking of getting that money. And this is not, if you come in and you only want to get that money and you're not thinking about your community and how you can bless someone else, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. So, y'all, I got to get over to TikTok and I got to get over to Instagram and do the same message. So let me keep my fire and not calm down. But you all, I want you all to have a blessed day. And again, I apologize for coming on here. No, I don't apologize. I don't apologize. I don't. Because if I don't tell you, who else will? I lead with integrity, and I'm telling you what's coming down the pipeline. You can like it or you cannot like it. It's okay with me. You'll mess around and find out if you're not going to listen. That's it. You'll mess around and find out. And then you'll be calling me crying, talking about help me. How can I help you? And when I tell you how much I charge to fix your situation, and then you don't want to do the program, you just want me to fix it. You just want me to fix it. And I'm not that. I'm not here to just fix your problems. I'm here to help coach you and teach you and to give you solid strategies and solutions, not to fix your mess, because this is what this is for. Coming to my channel, learning about who I am, coming to my community and getting free group coaching and pre-counseling for business planning. That's what it's here for. I'm not here to fix your mess. It triggers me. It triggers me. I've been there. I've done it. And I don't want to be having to take a PRN because y'all don't get it. That this is not the same as 2019, 2020. It's 5 years later, 6 years later. The game has changed. We told you it would. That's all I got to say, y'all. Be blessed.